All right, so we're here at the Quadratech booth with Greg with unofficial use only, and he's got this, what looks like a 4xe Jeep truck behind us that I don't think is factory.
No, well, there's a lot of factory on it, and then there's some things that aren't. So if you want, we'll start right at the front, and I'll walk you through the whole car. So we come up here, and I did say car because I'm from Detroit, and everything with four wheels to me is an automobile.
Okay.
I understand it's a Jeep, so don't bash me on that. So when we start right up at the front, it's a brand new carnivore front bumper from Quadratech.
Okay.
So I used a lot of Quadratech parts on this build because it's for Quadratech.
Quadratech.
So carnivore front bumper from Quadratech, their new Rescue winch line, which is their highest end winch line. This would be comparable to the other high-end winches on the market today.
Okay.
And then kind of as we roll back from there, people will notice it is a custom green paint. It does not have a paint code. I'm going to try and make one. We did the bronze accents.
I like the bronze accents. Those really set it off.
Yeah, so we did the bronze to match the wheels because the wheels are bronze, and those are Lynx wheels, also a Quadratech product. The fenders. The fenders are also a Quadratech product.
Those aren't Rubicon fenders.
No, these are a little higher. They're more open, so more wheel opening than a Rubicon.
Okay.
And way cheaper price. So these will fit on your Sport all the way through your Rubicon.
Nice.
And they are knockoffs. So, and knockoff doesn't mean they stole the idea. Knockoff means the way that Jeep intended it.
Right.
So the factory fenders are attached with plastic clips.
Plastic clips,
so
right.
that if you hit a rock or a tree or a pedestrian or whatever,
Peels it off.
It peels off instead of damaging the body. So Quadratech did the exact same thing. These are knockoffs so that you don't hurt your body with like aluminum or steel fenders. If you bump something,
right, sub damage.
Right.
Do they come with the liners themselves? Come with the liners with the fenders, or
no? The liner is a whole new part.
Okay.
I actually prefer factory inner liners because it helps keep the temperatures under the hood down. All of the aftermarket ones raise the underhood temperature because they mess up the air fluid dynamics.
Right.
So I recommend leaving your factory inners. Wheels and tires. So the tires are the Lynx wheels, which is also a Quadratech product. We get back a little bit more, and you do notice that it does say Jeep and JTE. So this was a 4xe, but obviously there's not as much 4 anymore.
So it started life as a four-door.
Yep.
4xe.
So all 4 doors are 4 doors. So and they don't make them in a Gladiator or anything else. So the chassis of this is actually 100% factory 4xe, which would be a 4-door JL. I didn't change the wheelbase. I didn't do any modifications at all.
So that's factory wheelbase too.
Factory wheelbase.
It looks longer.
So here, well, it looks longer because of the bed.
Right.
It naturally pulls your eye. So this was Gladiator. They were crash panels that you buy as replacement parts.
Right.
So this was for a Gladiator. I had to trim it and kind of graft it into the B-pillar.
Okay.
I did remove the top half of the B-pillar because it made the top look better. So, but we did reinforce the whole roll cage, so there's no tip over or crash protection issues with removing the B-pillar on this one. The top is fully removable, just like it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And I made the freedom panels work.
Oh, they actually work?
Yep. Yeah, so
nice.
there was a concept like this that Jeep did a couple years ago where the freedom panels didn't work. I had to make sure they worked.
Right.
Beautiful
cat skin.
Beautiful cat skin seat covers.
Yeah, that's something we're looking at doing on ours.
Alpine
as well.
radio. And then one thing that a lot of JK and JL owners are kind of iffy about is the net in the door.
Oh,
so this is a prototype part I made that removes the net.
Wait, it don't sag.
No sag. So, as we come back a little further, it started life as a Gladiator bed.
Right.
I positioned where it was due to aesthetics, and then I had to add 10.5 inches. So this front 10.5 inches is hand fabricated. So this bed is actually a 6-foot bed instead of that barely 5-foot bed that the Gladiator has. You come a little bit further to the back. Well, first, it's a Maximus 3 roll bar.
Okay.
But I had to extend it 10.5 inches.
Right.
The rear bumper started life as a carnivore bumper for a JL, but those don't fit real well onto a Gladiator. So I've got just over 40 hours of fabrication just in the rear bumper to kind of tuck it in really tight so the departure angle wasn't messed up.
Right, yeah, it's pretty clean looking.
And smooth it all out. In fact, if you guys remember, or somebody pulls up the footage, I did a lot of this fabrication on the Jeep Talk Show.
Talk Show Zoom Room.
You'll also find underneath there is a hidden winch attached to the frame, which was also done on the Jeep Talk Show.
I remember it well.
So yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. You know, power tank. I put a power tank in every build, and
it's all part of Quadratec's 50 for 50, right? So
yeah,
I guess it'll be a sticker.
Quadratec teamed up with Tread Lightly, and they're doing a 50 for 50. So they're doing a trail cleanup in all 50 states, and all the blue states here have already had a trail cleaned. All the rest of them in the next 24 months will all get a trail cleanup, and every time it goes to another one, it'll get a blue sticker so that they know that state is done.
Are they shipping it to Hawaii?
Well, there is one in Hawaii that they're trying to do, and they might. So, but yeah, so that was the whole premise, is that they could clean up trails and get the word out. So they asked me to build something that would get people's attention, and I think I hit the mark.
I think you nailed it. Like I said, it does not look like a fabricated vehicle. It looks like something that came off of the Jeep line.
Yeah, that's kind of my specialty, is to do things that look factory. I'm really particular about making them look that way, so yeah. I think I did a fairly decent job.
I think you knocked it out of the park. I remember the YJL he did last year.
Yep.
Also looks like a factory vehicle that was never meant to be.
Yep, 100%. So I'm glad you like it. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
Stay tuned to the Jeep Talk Show.
We did get to go by a shop at one point, and this thing was in pieces, but this started out life as a 4-door 4xe. I'd like to thank Greg Henderson with Unofficial Use Only for building such an outstanding vehicle that Jeep probably should make, and for Quadratec for having him do it. And if you like fabrication like this, I'll see you in the next video where we go over some fabrication.